I grew up in a comfortable middle-class setting, and there were no other people in my life except other Jews. And it wasn't actually until I was 20 that I realized that there were people from other religions, other backgrounds in the world. And it seemed that for many, many years, I was kind of floating along the surface of Judaism. Suddenly I felt that there was an emptiness in my life that needed filling, and at the same time I was going through a series of crises, namely a health crisis, and friends passing away, family passing away, serious depression setting in, and I was losing my grip on life. And after a while I realized I needed to make a shift, and I dropped in a Christian bookstore, and I was very depressed. And there was these two ladies in there who were cheerful, joyful, Joan and Joyce. And they gave me some spiritual magazines. I thought to myself, I don't know if Christianity would ever be for me, but yet I'd walk south on Yonge Street about 5 blocks, and I heard this voice calling out from, "Joel, Joel." And I turned around, and it was Joan, and she said, "You know, I would really feel honored if you would come to my home for Christmas." And I didn't know what to say, so I said, "Okay." And so I went, and it was a beautiful dinner with about 18 people there, and they were all devout Christians. And there was so much love expressed, and so much understanding, that I said to myself, I think this is where I need to be. And I've never looked back since. There's a tiny church on my street. It's called Church in the City, and the people were so loving, and I felt so at home, so welcome, that I just knew this was the place for me. And I did notice that they had a homework club, and many of the children were from poor families. I thought, is there something I can do for this homework club? And I realized it didn't have very much in the way of snacks. And I remembered at the St. Lawrence Market, there was a fellow who made organic pies. And so I said to him, if at all possible, if you have a pie left over at the end of the day, could I have it for this children's club? And he said, okay, you drop by at the end of the day. And sure enough, there was the first day, a magnificent raspberry apple pie waiting for me. So I brought it to the church. And Pastor Vicky, her eyes were just saucers. You know, she couldn't believe such a magnificent thing. And so that's how it all started for me, this food ministry. I cart large tracts of food, and there I was with a cart stacked up with, I don't know, maybe 60 pounds of bread. And I caught a glimpse of myself in a store window. And coming from the kind of background I come from, I said to myself, looking at my reflection, is this what you really want to be doing with your life? And a voice inside of me wistfully called back, yes, this is. Why just nurture a community when you can be nurturing the world? God has a path for me, and it's better than anything I could ever conceive of. I'm just in awe of how my needs are being cared for and how my project's needs are being cared for. I say to myself, why is this happening to me? And the answer I came up with is because my motives are so straight, and it's from the heart, because when God wants it to happen, it will.